Christopher will be coming in on May 5th. But now, for any of you who were at the announcement of the 2015-2016 season of the RPO 2 weeks ago at a packed Kodak Hall with our guests holding forth, you know we're in for a treat. So please welcome to our podium for the first time one of our own, the RPO's new music director, Maestro Ward Stafford.
What a warm welcome. Let me figure out how to do this for a moment. How's that? Is that working? Good. Okay. I'll have to control myself so I don't knock it off. Okay. Well, good morning, ladies and gentlemen. I'm very happy to be here. Looking forward to hearing all this great music. You know, I started in bands, so this is a lot of fun for me. Why don't we play the Sousa first? A little warm up. A little warm up, yeah. Trying to get myself oriented here. It's always important if you want to get someone's attention, you know where they are. Simple things. Okay, here we go. one of the hardest things for any group is actually playing softly, and especially when you have such a large group, which is wonderful. So the first comment I would make is that sometimes, even though I hear that some of us are coming down where it says piano, or like, for example, the beginning of a phrase where we have a crescendo, if we could do even more, it's like, when you're talking to someone within 3-4 feet, you can say a lot of things in very subtle detail, and you understand it here, but someone way over there, if they're not wearing an over-ear mic, of course, wouldn't get the full effect. So you have to exaggerate it even more just to get it all the way to the back of the hall. So, for example, when we get to the these big crescendos, like at 15, ba-dum, 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 ba-dum. I think because we're such a big group, we have to start, it says mezzo piano for some people, but you really have to think like piano or pianist, just to come down so that we have more room to go up. Does that make sense? Let's try that again, just from, let's go back to 11. 11 the first time. And also at 11, when we have the sustained notes, if you don't have the eighth notes, like or the quarters, you can come away each time just a little bit on the sustained notes, just to shape them so that the moving voices can come through a little bit more clearly. Let's take it at 11 once more. The same thing with the soft dynamics in the middle section here, like around 8. Actually, let's go back to 4 so we can get a running start at it. And every time we come up dynamically, just remember to come back down, because it's, it sounds like a simple thing, but even, the best orchestras have to be reminded of this constantly, because and when the texture gets thicker and more people join in, it's tempting to just stay at your own dynamic, but you have to also realize that as more and more voices join in, collectively it's going to get louder anyway. Another thing which is, it seems very simple, but sometimes you forget, is when you're in a higher register, it's automatically, if you go up, it's going to automatically do a little crescendo for you. So if you add to that at all, it makes it really sound quite full, where sometimes if you go up in a phrase and you don't want to get louder, you have to actually back off a little bit as you go up in the register, because sonically it'll sound like it's getting louder. So let's try it from 4, please. little details. That was wonderful. It's funny, when we were coming to the second ending, I saw some of you looking up and wondering if we were going to go back. There's a little trick that I learned that, believe it or not, I've actually used in performances sometimes from Leonard Slatkin when I was in St. Louis as resident conductor. And if you're going along with an orchestra and you're about to do something different, what he does there, or everywhere I guess, is he'll just hold up his finger like this to get everyone's attention, like something new is coming. And I saw him do that a few times, and of course he had a really long tenure with the St. Louis Symphony, so a lot of the members of the St. Louis Symphony still, were kind of brought up with that mentality. And one time, I don't know what inspired me to do this, but I was in the middle of a concert, and I decided to do a phrase differently and beat it differently, and I just, about 3 bars before, I put my finger up like that, and they all looked, and it was perfect. And I thought, wow, woo, shoot. And one of the horn players came up to me after that concert, and he said, I can't believe that you had, the gall to do this. He said, but that was very exciting. So I said, good, I'm glad it was good for you too. Why don't we, let's see, what do we do next? Let's do the rain piece. Let's just see here what this is like. Is anyone planning on singing? Oh, I think I should volunteer. Okay. Oh, all right, back here.